Today we're taking another swing on Red-Green Titan. Same 75 as last time. I feel like it went pretty well for us, and I think it was my misplays that lost us a match rather than the deck. So yeah, and we'll just get right into it. Alright, we're in match number 1, going first. With a pretty not great hand. Double Titan is not amazing. We don't have any real top end and too many tap lands, so I'll just throw that back. This hand is better. Still do need a third land, but I feel pretty decent that we can get it and then just go from there. And we do have a redraw and Fire Prophecy to put back the Chariot. Opponent also on a mull to 6. Start with a tap land. Looks like we're facing some devotion, not sure which kind, but regardless, we're going to be killing that and getting a redraw. Pretty nice. Looks like they still have the turn 2 play. We will just try and be moving as fast as we can with this deck, since we don't really have the luxury of time into devotion. They've got a Kiora. It's not too scary, but it's obviously not good. Museum Mortars. Not amazing here. Could be fun to kill this for 6 mana, but I think I'm just gonna turn it into another card. Strangle could be good. Another Chariot's not great. But regardless, we're going to get attacking. Then cast our Chariot, hope to dodge a Karn for a few turns. If they have any 4th land, they can cast their Storm. Okay, Old Growth Troll. Could be bad if they've got Nykthos, but doesn't look like they've got Nykthos here, or else they probably just would have slammed it. So, hand is not looking incredible so far. Doesn't appear to be the best hand from this deck. But that could certainly change. If we don't draw anything good, I'm just going to add Kahira. Valakut Awakening. I don't think we're really feeling the need to do that. Unfortunately, we can't do Kahira unless we attack. So I guess I am going to be attacking. I do want the treasure, but I guess I don't really need it this turn, so we can get 2 treasures next turn. They trade for our Chariot, which would be a lot worse for us if we didn't have our 3rd copy of Chariot in hand. another chariot, and I think I am going to commit this Valakut Awakening just to allow us to go Kahira into, or add Kahira, cast Kahira, attack for a lot with some cats. Our opponent has a lot of mana, and they don't even have Nykthos yet, but last turn was kind of weak, so I'm hoping this turn is too. But them starting like that is never good. Storm. Yep. They could have stormed last turn, unless they drew into that land off of Troll. Hoping to dodge Nykthos and Karn, probably. Teferi's not great to see. This Devotion deck loves to have interesting choices that make it even less pleasant. Well, they can't flash back the Storm yet, which is quite good, but they've got a lot of other mana. I still don't think that allows them to cast the Storm. Let me just see. So they go down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, so they still wouldn't be able to. Karn, okay, I guess they had Karn the whole time. Not producing a ton of mana, so Karn can't get any of the truly gross things like Statue. He can get a Restorative Burst, but there's not really anything to burst on, I guess. If they down to, I guess they get Party Boat, and this does notably stop our chariot until we strangle it when we untap. But if they do nothing, we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So they are getting Chariot of their own. If we're on Untap Source, we can kill the Karn and both add and cast the Kahira. Fable. It's pretty good still. I think I am always killing this Karn. Opens up more of our mana. And our Chariot. Let's see. I can cast this. I think I do cast this. And then use the token it makes to crew. Then copy one of the tokens. Since it pays for itself with the treasure it produces. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 devotion. So it produces 3 extra mana. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they, if I kill the Teferi, they can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it looks like they're going to be able to cast Storm no matter how I navigate this, so we're just gonna go attacking. Chariot will make a copy of the Hasty Goblin Shaman, just in case they've got, you know, Ginger Brute. Very common one. Might have been proper to make a cat token, since it'll be one power greater once we put Kahira into play. And I am going to add Kahira here just because getting punished by Karn off of their Storm the Festival is quite bad for us. And they're not animating the Chariot, nor are they blocking. Just going down to 4. Guess they're pretty confident that they can just win next turn, which might just be very true if they've got another Old Growth Troll in hand. I think they probably win. Assuming their Storm doesn't miss. But we will see. Okay, well, that's quite bad. And just another Karn. Let's see. Only at 9 devotion so far, but I think they win with Chainveil, yeah. I am not going to make them play it out. It's unpleasant enough to watch. So, cut the Titans, bring in the Void Winnowers, bring in Anger, send it back. Alright, we're going first. Pretty okay hand. We really do need to draw a Transmog effect, but at least we have some removal for the early stuff. I don't think I'm gonna throw it back. And with Fable, we've got a couple more draws to get into our Transmog effects. If they play Elf, I am gonna just kill it instead of doing Careful Cultivation. Okay. Looks like that slowed them down a little bit. Wow, that is big. Okay, Karn is scary. Transmog. Okay, so if we played that a little bit differently, we could have been getting a Transmogrify off here. So we're gonna commit Fable. Nightmare scenario would be they fight this with Hydra. Kiora, I'm actually very fine with this, assuming they don't have anything scary, since our Transmog is gonna lock apart their Karn in hand. And Mizzy Mortars is a pretty good mirror breaker. Or not mirror breaker, just breaker in this matchup. And having this Fable be ticking down to give us a copy of our Void Winnower helps us win. if the board starts getting gummed up with their 1, 3, and 5 drops. Am I discarding anything? Yeah, I'm gonna discard Stomping Ground, Careful Cultivation, second Transmog, and another Careful Cultivation. It's fine. No reason to not attack, and we will attack face here. Get ourselves a little closer to a overloaded Mizium Mortars. Play this on green, so we have active Castle Garenbrig. Not like I expect that to matter, but I'd rather play around it in case it does. Okay. So we have shut down their Karn. We have not shut down Cavalier, but the good news is we always do have them on a turn 2 clock. We have Mizium Mortars. We could even turn Careful Cultivation, or sorry, turn Transmogrify towards them. So they mill over, storm to the festival, which would normally be quite bad, but here it's not too bad. Well, we're always going to be attacking. They don't have anything in grave that I am particularly afraid of, and 2-turn clock is quite good. If they block with Cavalier, they'll probably just put another Cavalier on top and hope to stall me out with that, but the Reflection, making another copy next turn, is quite good. So they're just taking it. A nice 11. I think I'm going to play this out and then Careful Cultivation and see if I want to Mizium Mortars next turn. I don't think I want to do it this turn, though it could be nice. They just have a lot of mana anyway, and I hope that they don't have Voracious Hydra. They Boseiju our Reflection. That's fine. I will use it to get a Stomping Ground over a Sheltered Thicket, just because I would like to cycle those if I happen to draw into them. Okay, well, they're gumming up the board a lot. They can even animate the lair, but notably it can't block, so not the best on defense. So they have Karn Mystery card, really hoping it's not Voracious Hydra. I think we lose if it is. But I guess we'll see. Another Kiora. Not really sure why they'd play it. I guess they're just attacking with a big lair. That makes sense. We can even chump it with the Careful Cultivation token, which I think I'm gonna do. We lose a target for our Transmog, but I think I can live with that rather than taking 18. This does just lose them the game, since we can Mizium Mortars that. But I understand why they do that. We can just yield through the turn here. Okay. Yeah, we can just Mizium Mortars just this one and then kill them, but I'm going to overload it just because it's more fun. Okay, and that's how it goes. When you get down Void Winter and don't attack into a Boseiju that loses you the game. I don't think any changes need to be made. It was a pretty sturdy hand, and we'll see how it goes in Game 3. Alright, so we have a turn 4 Transmogrify, which going second is not good. We don't have any removal. I think we need the mulligan. Okay, this is a turn 3 Transmog. No removal, but I don't think we can afford to put it back. They're on 7. Let's see. We've got the red, got the green. I think we could put back second Valakut Awakening since this comes in untapped. Would really love to, well, I guess it really doesn't matter since our red source enters tapped. Don't think we can even veer from the plan. We just have to hope that their start isn't fast enough to beat us before our turn 3. Turn 1 elf, as is so common. I think I'll do this. Another elf. Okay, so it looks like they might have kept a 1-lander. Which their deck definitely can. And still win, but it slows them down. Hopefully they miss another land. Kiora. If they just pass, I feel very advantaged. Okay, Castle Garenbrig. Or Rockfall Vale. I guess Rockfall's just better. Get ourselves a nice 11-9 for our low land drop opponent. This might get them into a land. Yep. Gets them a land they so desperately need. Old Growth Troll can jump block our Void Winnower. At least we have Fable the Mirror-Breaker to kind of make this hand not as slow. And I am going to attack them. 2-turn clock is quick. And I'm glad they're blocking with the Old Growth Troll now. If they waited a turn, it's possible that they could have played another large creature like Cavalier, and we wouldn't have been able to attack profitably. With only one Void Winnower left in the deck, I'm actually going to probably play Rockfall Vale here. I want to keep the Sekenzin since it's damage. And if they try and get cheeky and make a token with this, it's not good because it can't block, since the token is 0 drop. But they can cast most things in their deck here. They're not big enough to cast a Voracious Hydra that can kill the Void Winnower. Okay, they miss on the Nykthos. Really looking for Anger and Mizium Mortars here, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can't kill this yet. I'm actually going to keep the Careful Cultivation to maybe put on the Void Winnower, even though we know how well that worked last time. Okay. Chariot's pretty good. We still have this Fable ticking down. If they block, they can bring back any of their nonsense. Do I attack with the Shaman? I don't think so. Okay, looks like they want to get back another Cavalier here, which is fine. Even with them casting it, and it being one of their strongest cards in the matchup, post Void Winnower, I don't feel too scared. And I'm gonna go for a Chariot over a Careful Cultivation here, just in case this untaps in 2 turns. And we don't really have anything to spend our mana on anyway. Cavalier can just yield through the turn. They do get a Nykthos here, which they will of course take. Now it's time to be a little worried about Voracious Hydra. Another Cavalier. Glad to see that Nicol Bolas go. Could have actually killed our stuff. Take another Nykthos. And our elves. Opponent has as much mana as they could ever want. And I can't attack into the Cavaliers, otherwise this Nicol Bolas can just ruin our day. So I'm gonna be playing it slow here. And being excited for when this flips over. Yeah, I think we just pass here. Not going to give them any opportunity to punish us with this Nicol Bolas. They don't really have a way to get it back so long as Void Winnower is on field. If they attack with a Cavalier, I will not be... Okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe they just know that their time is getting close. I'll block with some cats. I don't feel like that is going to be the deciding factor in this game. And I'd like to insulate my life total against a Alpha Strike in a few turns. Plus we have the other Chariot. Yeah, so they're just untapping. I'll probably, yeah, discard one of these. Let's see, this is a -3. So they didn't spend any of their mana, which to me means that they just don't have anything that they can really do. Play that out. I'm going to copy this end of turn. Probably hold back the Chariot since we'll attack with it and probably nothing else and make a copy of the Void Winnower. Which they'll chump block with Cavalier. Okay, this is bad. No, just an Old Growth Troll. Does cantrip. Okay. They're probably going to try their bluff attack again. Might as well attack. or jump one. Really would love a Mizium Mortars here. Anger would also be okay. Don't love killing our reflection, but we can at least protect it with careful cultivation. Luca. Well, I'll certainly take a Luca. Okay. I think it's time to get attacking. Crewing the Chariot's actually a little awkward if we want to also put down Luca. So let's see. We would be attacking for 44, but they have 4 chump blockers. We'd leave 2 Void Winners on the field if we play it like that. I think I want to... I guess we wouldn't be attacking for 44 since this Chariot would make one that's not able to attack. I want to do this just because we kind of do need jump blockers, but Luca just seems so much better here, and we can downtick on that and then crew it with the Chariot, do that, then we might just die on the backswing, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with the Chariot line this turn. Though it is very debatable. This one entered this turn, so we will keep the original one. Copy Void Winnower. Swing. Copy this hasty Void Winnower. Which will not get sacrificed. Probably block here, chump one, chump another. Just sacking that. It is tapped, so it's not a good blocker right now, but maybe they're just trying to kill us this next turn, which is certainly an option. Maybe they all-in block the Void Winnower, not really noticing that this one won't get sacrificed. Yeah, they are doing that. I'm actually going to not kill the Cavalier. I think. Let's see. I'll wait until they actually finalize their blocks to think about this. Okay. This is always going to probably be the order. If we let this happen, we have 2 blockers. 10. We block this one, let's say. We're in an okay spot, except for them being able to sacrifice the old growth troll. So we might just die. We have 2 chump blockers. I think I do it like this. And not kill the Cavalier. Just because if we do kill the Cavalier, they put Bolus on top and then just down tick on the Void Winnower and they'll have a lethal attack. We might have been too aggressive here. At least most of their deck is locked off, so if they go for an Alpha Strike, I feel okay. And they're just not. They should definitely be sacrificing this here. Puts us in a very precarious position. Lair of the Hydra. Okay, at least we can chump that for a while. I have nothing to do. Now, barring us drawing Mizium Mortars or a, I guess, Void Winnower, we're going to be Luca down-ticking here. Playing some defense. Probably smart. Kind of mitigate some of the damage. Still don't think we want to allow them Nicol Bolas access. Another Kiora? Yep. Makes some sense. Pathway, we will play out so we can have backup Careful Cultivation if we, in an emergency, need that. Though I'd prefer not to have to do that, since it interferes with our reflection mana. Just making sure... Yep, our second Void Winner is still in the grave. Or in the deck, I mean. And we can just uptick this twice and try and kill them that way. Afterwards, I'm actually feeling like that might be a play that I like. Because his ult is normally just bad, but just would kill the opponent on the spot. Which is always a pleasure to do. Let me think about that for a second. I think they can attack it down too easily. But that puts them at a risk of dying. And we have some good chump blockers. Gonna at least tick him up this turn. Okay, nothing of value really lost there. No reason to attack here. They'll make a Troll Warrior. Probably just gear up the lair and try and kill us here. They do have Boseiju, which is awful. But at least we still get access to Careful Cultivation by doing this play. Yeah, they're running out of time too. I think they feel it. I'll yield until their beginning of combat. They did use Kiora notably. Only a 17/17 layer, that's not too strong. They should just right-click all attack here. This is jumping here. These two jump in front there, and these two jump in front there. We're kind of down to nothing now because of that Boseiju. But we can always crew a Void Winnower and then make it another Kiora. Yep, figured as much with them attacking with everything. I think we need exactly Mizium Mortars, and even then we're dead. Yeah, I think we have lost, but we will play it out, of course. Yeah, we're just dead. Good play from our opponent. Alright, so we're back after a pretty hard-fought loss at the hands of Devotion. This is a pretty good hand. They don't have a companion. We do need a third land, but I think we're fine keeping it. Versus what looks to be probably guaranteed mid-range red-black, which is a decent matchup versus us. Cool, got our fourth land. Very happy about that. One fun part of this deck, into this matchup specifically, though it's also like this in, I guess, Saktas, is you often just like force them to hold open awkward mana, since they really want to try and remove this when you go for a transmog. But we've got Chandra, so if they tap out, I think they just lose. Okay. Opponent going for the ballsy play of not holding open mana. Maybe they just don't have any. Not complaining. I will be shielding our Titan to avoid getting it dreadboard. And yeah, we've got backup Chandra as a further threat. We've got Fire Prophecies to kill any of their important threats. And we have 11 power. Feeling pretty good with them just tapping out on our pivotal turn. Chandra, maybe downtick on the Rhino Warrior. Yeah. I am going to probably kill the Chandra. If they want to like put one in front to remove the shield counter, I will probably just kill it, since the trample damage will still go through. But I'm okay with not attacking face here. Okay, they just let it die. I think Chandra, Fire Prophecy, the Blood Tithe Harvester is the play. Try and overload them in threats. Do I bottom anything here? I probably just bottom a land. Okay. Still like this transmog, since now that we've got our first one out, they might be a little less willing to hold open mana. Attacking Chandra, yeah, guaranteed. Probably stomp here. Unlicensed Hearse. I've seen some of these decks maining Unlicensed Hearse. Not good versus us. Literally nothing in our deck interacts with our own graveyard. I am going to Strangle here, hold open Careful Cultivation, as well as Fire Prophecy if they give us a better target. Kind of depends on the texture of their play. If they just tap out completely, Careful Cultivation. If they play a little bit more restrained and give us a good target for Fire Prophecy, we'll probably bottom the Cultivation. And we can always transmog our own Titan into another Titan, just basically 4 mana, make a 4/4. Kalidas. Okay. If they just let us go to end step, we will do the Careful Cultivation play, since this exiles, does not give them a creature, even if we were targeting a non-token, which we are not. I think I go to attacks first. I was kind of hoping they tried to like do a cheesy thing to animate, block, and I guess they could exile, it doesn't really matter, to kill it with Dreadbore, but I don't think they've got a Dreadbore anymore. I think shield counter 4/4. Overkilling the hearse, since not really afraid of it. And 14 protected power, plus potentially 3 more with a Fire Prophecy if they make a trample block. I'd much more rather just protect this. And I always, with Transmog, I always like to see how many cards it reveals. It's not like it really matters. Our deck list is public on Goldfish and other places, but it's funny to see how many it gets through. So 5 on the first, 9 on the second one. And with some polymorph effects, it puts it on the bottom so you can kind of tell what's what's left in your deck. Unfortunately, Transmog, or I guess maybe fortunately, it shuffles it so neither player can really guess at what's on top or bottom of your deck. But Luca, on the other hand, does put on the bottom in a random order, so you can try and make inferences as to what's in your remaining deck with that. Same with like Living End. The card, not really the deck. Yep. That is pretty much textbook versus this deck. Carnage Tyrant's coming in. Probably Voltage Surge coming out. Though this can kill Kalitas. I'm not like super worried about Kalitas in this deck specifically. The only things they can get tokens off of are these 9. And most of the time, it's just these 4. So, yeah, I'm not like super afraid of it. I played a lot of humans, and Kalitas was always the fear, where you save your Reflector Mage just for that card. But one of the benefits of running very few real creatures is that Kalitas can't hurt you that bad. Alright, I'll see you in the next game. Alright, and we're off to game number 2 of match number 2. I think this is a hand that I like in this matchup more than I would like in the blind. Just kill spells, they know what we're on, Thoughtseize, which it looks like is occurring. So, I think it was a correct play to not mulligan heavily for a combo kill when they just have so many answers to our combo, and we're more hoping to kill them with our value with this hand. I think they should take our Chariot. Yeah, makes sense. Because they can deal with Fable a lot easier than they can deal with the 3-for-1 for 4 mana that Chariot provides. But Fable allows us to get our Titan out a little bit earlier, assuming they don't just take it as well. Okay, just a Harvester. Not too afraid of that. I don't see a reason to bluff. It's not like we would be able to do too much with it anyway. Let's see what 3-drop they've got. Our Graveyard Trespasser, probably. Fable of their own. Okay. Commit Fable. A little bit more mana hungry than them, so if they attack, I will discard Kroxa. If they attack with the Goblin Shaman, I probably won't block. Because we really do want to get our Titan. Okay, they don't even give us the option. Which I'm fine with. Second Fable. Kind of scary. Chandra. Does that do anything for us? Not at the moment. I'll strangle one of those. I could Chandra, uptick, strangle one. I don't think that's the move. I really want to get the second Fable going. Now, I believe the only thing they know left in our hand is the Titan, which is good. Try and obscure as much as we can. Yep, looks like they're probably gonna try and turbo out this Kroxa this turn, which is bad, but I don't think you need me to tell you that. They discard nothing. Okay. I feel like we just lose to Kroxa. most of the time, so I'm kind of surprised they didn't go for it. Take the Chandra. Not going to block here. If we draw a Castle of Garenbrig off the top, we can cast this Titan, assuming they allow us to attack with the Goblin Shaman token, which would be quite good. Honestly, I think I'm going to discard the Fable. It could definitely be a worse card, but could also be a better card. Okay, it was towards the worst end of things. I think with this, we are going to add Kahira and probably kill one of these Fables in their post-combat main phase when they pass priority to us, assuming they don't do anything scarier that would require us to kill it. Could be a mistake to not just do it now, but it does give them Kroxa, just guaranteed if we do it like that. I'm gonna attack though. They'll probably jump, no? I'll at least let them go to their... No, I have to do this now. It allows them to just Kroxa us, but we'll have Titan next turn. With a reflection. Takanuma. Okay, so they would have been able to mill anyway. And get the Kroxa. What do they add back? Bone Crusher Giant? I guess they can kill one of our reflections. But that... I guess they can attack and then do Stomp our guy. Then Kroxa us. We'll discard the Careful Cultivation. Hope for a land. If we... I guess we'll just attack with the Goblin Shaman into their Kroxa if we don't get it, but they're casting Kroxa here. We'll discard Careful Cultivation, and assuming we are given the option, we'll probably pop this, make a 4/4. Thankfully, we added Kahira. Transmog, okay. Does that change anything? I think it's too risky to go for the Transmog here, actually, since it might be a Carnage Tyrant, which is normally fine, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep. Two cards in hand. Hopefully neither of them are Dreadbore. This should just chump, yeah. They know our one of our cards is just Titan, so it's a pretty transparent play, but one that we are making anyway. There's tons of options here. We could have one of them kill this, have one of them protect the reflection, have one of them protect the Titan, have one of them make a 4/4. I think I'm gonna make a 4/4 and kill the reflection like I originally said. But super dependent on their hand. we get punished by basically anything that kills this Titan, since then it'll allow them to attack and make us discard our Transmog. So maybe it is just proper to put a shield counter on here and kill that, or make a 4/4. Maybe the 4/4 is less relevant than the shield counter. I think I've convinced myself to put a shield counter on it. On the Titans, that is. We get to stop their Kroxa from attacking, and our reflection is always kind of weak, so I'm not gonna put so much into protecting it. Extinction event. That is really bad. Okay. I think I will just concede there, since we are dead, basically. Since they just choose odd and we lose. Yeah, we wouldn't have drawn out of it anyway. Okay. Good plays from our opponent. See you in the next one. Okay. Game 3. Match 2. Pretty solid hand. Definitely needing a third land. But it's a pretty balanced hand with our two really good value pieces in Chariot and Fable that hopefully just carry us. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, as is expected. They should take the Fable here, seeing that we're low on lands. They do. I'm still gonna put the briefcase down. This is punished by another discard if they take Valakut and we don't draw a land, but if we do draw a land, then they don't have another discard. Okay. They still are probably taking the Chariot here. Well, we're only 2 turns away from Carnage Tyrant. Let's see if they have a third discard spell. I think we'll lose if they do. Okay, so we can cast our Carnage Tyrant next turn. If we discard Careful Cultivation. They just stomp our citizen. With them doing that, I still think I'm going to add Kahira to hand. It's just a little too obvious that we have Careful Cultivation if we play like that. And they've shown Extinction Event already. Kroxa, we'll discard the Strangle here. Blood Tithe Harvester, they're down to 2 cards in hand. We draw a very nice land to bring down our dinosaur, which, barring its death at the hands of an extinction event, will be vigilant as long as we've got our Kahira out. Bone Crusher Giant, not scary, except for the fact that it can chump block our stuff, but not anymore, it cannot. I think we strangle the giant, take the damage. And do I put out Kahira here? Blood Tithe can just kill it, but then they'd just be in a worse position. I think I am willing to put the gear out. Get an extra point of damage in here. They can Kroxa next turn. I'm kind of surprised I didn't Fatal Push the Kahira when we passed priority to them, since they did have Revolt since we killed their Bone Crusher Giant. If they just Kroxa, then they can block our stuff for a little bit, which is not good. But that would probably take their entire turn. And if they kill this and then Kroxa... Oh, I guess they can't even kill it anymore. Bone Crusher Giant, I'm not sure why it's not going to be a... Okay. So, we can make our Carnage Tyrant a 9/10, which stops them from killing it. Or we can Chariot. If we make it a 9/10, they can block 5 of it. I think they might just be dead, so they block the Kahira to block 3, and then block this to block 3, 9. So they'd be at 1 if they do that. I think I'm going to make that play. And the funny thing is, with this play, giving this Vigilance, we can post-combat cast the Chariot. This attacks 100% of the time. Do we want to lose our Kahira? Well, obviously we don't want to lose our Kahira, but I think we might be having to do so. This already forces them to put... If I attack with just this, this forces them to put Bone Crusher in front. To not just die. And Kahira makes this a lot stronger. So I think I've convinced myself to... well, let's think about it again. I attack with this. Then they block like that. So do I want Kahira to trade for Blood Tithe Harvester? Not really. So just going to attack with the Carnage Tyrant. So this always happens. And this gets punished by like a Fatal Push. Careful Cultivation showing that it does actually have a front half to it, despite us using the back half like all the time. Okay, so they did have the Fatal Push. I guess that explains why they discarded the first one. They're still just dead if they have Kroxa here. I think their only out would be the Wrath Extinction event, but they didn't have it. Cool. See you in the next match. Match number 3, going first, revealing our companion. Fine hand. Need a 3rd land. Got some removal, and got a backup plan. Would love to see humans on our opponent's side of things. That's a matchup I always appreciate seeing. Do I shock the Stomping Ground in the blind? I don't think that's worth the 2 life. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Yep. Should take Chariot here. This is another Rakdos midrange, almost assuredly. Most popular deck in the format. But we have some good game versus them. They could take our Careful Cultivation here and hope that we don't draw like 2 lands off the top or something of that nature. Nope, Chariot, that's the call. Fable is nice since if we draw any land, or if this manages to survive, we'll be in a good spot. Would love to see them just tap out for one of their drops. I am still going to commit this even though they have Bone Crusher Giant here, it looks like. No, they're letting me untap. They're just going to kill it my upkeep. Okay, that's fine too. No, that seems like a bit of a mistake. Yeah, I'm just gonna Fable here. Swing for 1. We could have tapped differently and held up Voltage Surge, but not a great card in this matchup. I think what they did is fine if they are trying to blank our Transmog, which I believe they knew about. Yeah. So they knew about the little combo we had going on. And I guess they were just thinking, oh, we can 2-for-1 the opponent by doing that. Which is fine. I respect their decision. But we drew Fable, which they didn't know about. And we'll be using this for Voltage Surge. And Fire Prophecy. Very pleased with a Chandra. Yeah, this is part of the fun of this deck. The just backup plan of cast good value stuff. They're still feeling forced to always hold open their Stomp. And while they're all holding open their mana, I just get to cast some of the best red-green mid-range cards in the game. Add Gahira. Pass to them. Yep, here's the Stomp that we predicted pretty easily. Graveyard Trespasser. Okay, so now that they've tapped out, we have the ability to Transmogrify. And yeah, just like Kalidas is not too good against us, Graveyard Trespasser is also not too good against us since it only hits a few things. There is nothing we would rather cast than Transmog here, so I'm going to also cast a Gahira here. Now I'm thinking about if we're protecting the Kiki-Jiki. I think they would have gone for Dreadbore if they had it on the Chandra. So I'm actually going to shield the Reflection. Feel in a pretty good position. And I could have committed the land, but I think we've got enough. Fable. Just dies to us tapping our Reflection. Our opponent's gotta start removing our things or else they're just dead. Okay, so they did have the Dreadbore, which is the big punish of playing like we did. Commit a land. This time we'll tick up here. Try and get ourselves a better card. Strangle. I do consider that a better card. Killing something. Kill the Shaman. And we can attack here since we can make a copy if they try and get creative with it. I probably could also attack with the Gahira there, since it's somewhat unlikely that they go for an attack with it. And yeah, if we untap with our Chandra, we are, as soon as we get priority, clicking that -7 button and trying just to win the game that way. They are probably going to discard to try and desperately find another Dreadbore or removal spell, but they also do have Hive, which they can hit our Chandra down to 4 with. But that would allow us to kill their Graveyard Trespasser if they do that, since they're going to have to attack with both. And I guess we have Careful Cultivation too to stop that from happening. Let's see what our opponent chooses. Yep, like we thought, our opponent discards 2 cards, trying to find some removal. And they discarded some pretty good cards too. One of them was a land that they drew. What was the other? I'll let them go to combat. Okay. I feel good now. They're attacking Chandra, of course. They can eat our Titan. Kind of a rarity. I will be making a Rhino Warrior copy. They probably have push. Okay, they don't. No one ever lets Assault our Chandra. Where's the fun in playing the card if you're not gonna get to -7? But yeah, no difference from our last game. Cut the Surges, bring in the Carnage Tyrants. Hope to draw a good hand. See you then. Alright, we're back after our opponent has thought about their sideboarding. Got our companion, and got a very solid hand. As it so often is the case, we're looking for a third land to open this up, but we're pretty resilient to turn 1 Thoughtseize. They're mulling down a little bit, probably looking for a turn 1 Thoughtseize or Duress, which it's funny. I played a lot of red-green decks across a bunch of formats, and Duress is generally just not good since we're creature decks, but not so here. Okay, no Thoughtseize or Duress, or maybe they're just waiting for us to draw something better. Okay, Rockfall Veil. Very good. Tenacious Underdog. Not afraid. Careful Cultivation. Will not be utilizing that, since would rather it not die, since even if they kill the token, we can still just land our Chariot this turn. I can just yield. I don't have anything I'd like to do. And now comes the fun part of the game, where we more than likely force them to hold open removal. Guess at what our hand is. Or they tap out and then just get punished. Let's see what they're thinking. Blood Tithe Harvester could still have Fatal Push. Drawing the 4th land, I am going for Chariot here. Not attacking. Don't feel like just losing for no reason. Discard a Kroxa. Scary. I was thinking about it while sideboarding. Maybe I should bring in Unlicensed Hearse. It really only stops these 2, but Kroxa is such a threat into our deck, since we don't have Fatal Push or any of those cards. With them double attacking, I feel like they probably have Fatal Push. So if I just take 6 here, I can crew up the Chariot, assuming they don't do anything, and be able to transmog that. So I'm just going to block 3 of the damage, since they do have Kroxa. I am somewhat afraid. Takanuma. Sure, they would have rather used that to mill 3 cards. Trespasser. Maybe they'll forget and target their own Kroxa. Now, we do have the ability to attack first, and if they chump block with the Trespasser to hopefully push the Chariot, well, we can just add Kahira or Fire Prophecy, Careful Cultivation, something of that nature. But I do want to attack with the Chariot since it puts them in kind of an awkward position. Where it leaves them guessing about what our turn is. Okay, so we are just going to Transmogrify our Chariot since I don't believe there's any red card or black card that kills this for 1 mana, except for like red cap melee, which I don't feel like this deck runs. Sorry, Chariot, but it has to be done. Yep, we're gonna shield up. They're still a ways away from their Kroxa, which is good for us. Since that's generally going to be their win condition if we have a Titan already out with a shield counter. Unless they've got like Stomp Dreadbore, be kind of bad. I'm guessing one of the cards in their hand is Fatal Push though. Just either they're willing to bluff pretty well, or they've had a awkward curve. But I feel somewhat like it's just a push. We can yield through this turn. We don't have any actions. Okay, Dreadbore 1. Dreadbore 2. And we have Transmog. No profitable attacks for them. Nice cards, opponent. Okay, that's Carnage Tyrant. Not as good. Still very good. I guess it was pretty likely given that we had a Titan Industry in our hand. And revealed 26 cards. Yep. I'll trade for the Trespasser if they want to do that. Okay, so they just want to get their Kroxa down, don't they? It's okay with me. They still need to have like land push, then they can Kroxa. Yeah, because it's 5 other cards. Suffered through this card enough to know that. Valakut Awakening. I can Fire Prophecy, discard Careful Cultivation. Don't know if I'd bottom anything. Probably add Kahira and then do that play. Bottom the Kahira. Though Kahira is also pretty good here with 3 creatures that it makes better. Definitely adding Kahira. This land needs to be played. And I think I'm going to Fire Prophecy here. Their next turn can always be just Kroxa with the Fable. Always feels bad to do this. I think I'm not going to bottom the Kaira. Let's see that push that we know they have. No. Swing out for 11. They take 9. Let's see. There's that push we knew about. I take 7. So they're down to nothing. Except for the extremely frightening Croxa they've got. If they Croxa, am I discarding Kahira or Titan? I think I discard Titan if that's just how they play it. Black, 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 red. Sorin. Okay. I don't know if that was the best play. Chariot. Well, we can only cast one of our cards here. And I think it's going to be Chariot. Because this gains them. They only take 2 damage from it. We can kill the Sorin. I think I might want to do that. But I'm casting Chariot post-combat here. Let's think. Next turn. I could attack for 15. They could block 11. But it wouldn't be very profitable blocks. And Sorin does lose them life if they add the cards to hand. I think I'm the beatdown. Oh man, they died at our shocks. Chariot. Yeah, notably this does stop their Sorin from getting any 2-dropper or above, unless they attack with this first, in which case that's fine by me. I'm very okay if they take this blocker off, since instead of gaining them basically 5 life, it only gains them 2. Castle Locked Thwain, another card that's not super strong. They make another one, that makes sense. And 100% Croxing here. Now it's time to think about our play. If we draw an untapped source, we can kill Reflection, make a 4/4 crew attack, and then they would have basically 10. They could block the Carnage Tyrant. They can always kill the Carnage Tyrant here, even if we put Kahira out. So I'm actually going to get rid of the Kahira, I think, here, and just really hope to draw a land. If we don't draw land, this is quite a bad spot to be in, but I think that we need to get that land and have it now. Second best draw would be Museum Mortars. Okay. Rewarded for our Gambit. Kill Reflection, make a 4/4. Crew Rhino. Get to swinging. They block here, they block here. Then they'll go to 2, 1, they'll go to 1. They block here. If they don't, yeah, if they don't block the Carnage Tyrant, I think they just always lose, right? So they block here. They take, yeah. Yep. They should probably block the cat. Oh no, that's right. They blocked correctly. So I lose my Carnage Tyrant. They go to 1. Draw a land. I can block their Hive. Castle Lockthwain. I feel like I'm going to respond to this one. Okay. Yeah, that was another pretty standard red-black game. I'll see you in match 4. Going second in match number 4. Our opponent is a companion deck, Gigantha. Hopefully this is heroic with this kind of hand, which I will be keeping. Okay, so it's either Saktos or Junsak. At least our removal is still live versus this deck. Did they mulligan to 6? Yeah, they did. I'll let them attack if they've got the village rights. I don't want to do now. Okay, so they are on 1 land. Well, lucky for them, we've kind of got a all enablers and value is not in my hand. Okay, so they don't even have village rights. They got their second land. Unlucky Witness. I could kill this when they pass to me in my post-combat main phase, but I don't think I want to do that. I think I've actually convinced myself to do that. We don't have anything going on yet. If we draw a 4-drop, it's bad, but just not a 1-drop. Cool. So we got away scot-free with that choice. At least I say so. Let's see. Fable. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that was the play. Now, they could definitely have a threatening effect. Claim the firstborn normally, steal our guy, sack it, but I feel like if they had the 1 mana sack, they already would have used it, and if they had the 2 mana sack, they still definitely could have that. Okay, village rights. Fatal push, okay. Well, Fable is good. It'll help us get towards our stronger cards. I'm probably going to discard Voltage Surge, Mountain. Unlucky Witness, can't cheese them out again. Transmog, probably pretty good here. Voltage Surge does not kill, it doesn't kill their, what's his name, Mame Devil? Except for when we sack a thing, and that's not good to sack a thing in front of it. Triple green now. They used one of their fatal pushes. I'm gonna force them to have another one. Should they do? Not. Okay. guess they're just trying to spook me, which they were successful in, and yep. Can't beat a Titan Industry, I guess. No Fatal Push, nothing to kill the Fable, hopefully. And in just 2 turns, we'll have enough for Mizium Mortars. So, this is actually another pretty similar sideboard decision. I think Carnage Tyrant's good enough, since it's so hard if they have a Mayhem Devil out to actually transmog into our threats. Anger's good in this matchup. Cut those. Keep the rest of them probably. Just things that kill Mayhem Devil is what I'm looking for. Chandra. I think I actually am okay cutting a transmog here. Yeah. Could be a mistake, but Fatal Push. I don't know if they run Stomp, but Fatal Push and Mayhem Devil ping our stuff down hard. Is a fine hand. Turn 2 play into turn 3 kill our own token if we need to. They're mulliganing again. Oh, and I guess back to like the Fatal Push and the pinging stuff. They also run Thoughtseize. Unlucky Witness. Not gonna try and threaten them here. Attacks for 1. They can tap out with impunity here. I think I have enough of both colors to just start on working on the green. And there's nothing I want to do here, since if they commit anything else, I'm just not going to go for the Careful Cultivation. Honestly, this board might even be good enough to Wrath. Okay. Play something else, opponent. I feel like they would have probably Villaged Rights if they had it. Them missing another land drop. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm kind of surprised they didn't Village Rights then, because they could have gotten... they wouldn't have missed a land drop, basically. But that's fine as well. Haunted Ridge. Depends. If they play the Haunted Ridge, I'll assume they didn't draw a land. Okay. This time I can hold open Fire Prophecy and Careful Cultivation. Castle Garenbrig. We can cast our Titan next turn. But I'm gonna kind of hold on that one, since they'll be a little bit more worried about killing our Careful Cultivation token if we put it out now. Another sack effect, probably the blood token. Nope, Deadly Dispute on that. Land. Treasure. So our opponent's clawed back in terms of card advantage. Play the Takanuma. I guess I'd like to see them just put out a Mayhem Devil. It's not often I say that. Okay, so Fable. Not as juicy to kill. Cauldron Familiar. I've got some thinking to do. I'll start with the Careful Cultivation, I think. And if they pass priority back to me and allow me to go to my turn, I'll just take it. Yeah, I'll just take it. Hopefully this punishes them. I'm going to... I'd like to make a 4/4. And I'd like to put a shield counter on the Titan, and I'd like to kill the Fable. I think my hand has enough valuable cards in it that even if they do kill our Titan, we're still left with a pretty decent selection of cards. Definitely get punished by Noxious Grasp, which I'm pretty sure this deck is going to run. Another land. But yeah, our hand is still pretty solid here. Mam Devil. Okay. That can certainly hurt us. Let's see. No attacks. Okay. Well, we're gonna start by strangling the Mam Devil. And then they'll probably like try and kill the monk. And when they do that, we'll just float. Yeah. Hope this shows just how much better Castle Garenbrig is than not having Castle Garenbrig, I guess. Maybe they've got Deadly Dispute again. Sack the Devil, target us for 1. Yep. Seems to be the case. This time, yeah, I'm gonna do 4/4 shield counter. Our opponent assuredly knows what's going on. And we'll... okay, I was gonna say we'll put the shield counter on the new Titan, since if we attack with this, they can just put like a Cauldron Familiar or Shaman in front of it to erase the shield counter and then kill it. But yeah, pretty steamrolly game. Always good to hardcast Titans, especially when you get Castle Garenbrig. I think we had a pretty good hand that matched up with what they're doing. See you in the final match. On to the 5th and final match. Going first. And this hand is not bad, but if we're versus something like Control, this hand is just absolutely abysmal. So I think I want a more active hand. Okay, this is quite good. I think I am going to put back Luca. The Valakut Awakening might make more sense. Yeah, I think Valakut Awakening actually makes more sense. We've got turn 2 into turn 3 into turn 4. Even in the face of removal, I think this hand is good. And I would probably rather have a bad or not as good copy of... okay, so probably Greasefang. A worse copy of Transmog than no Transmog at all. Okay, Greasefang we can normally beat if we draw like our artifacts and Voltage Surge or Fire Prophecy. Llanowar Elves. Okay, maybe this is the Golgari Devotion deck instead. Somehow I'm even less happy with that. But it looks like they drew that Llanowar Elves for turn. Boseiju. Hold on to that for a second. Do I kill the Llanowar Elves? Yeah. Because we can Luca next turn anyway. What do they have? Fatal Push in their main? Maybe this is some other brew that's not Devotion. I guess we'll see. But yeah, we can Luca next turn, assuming this doesn't die to Fatal Push. And Fable can be something we do later on. I just want to keep them off Karn for a turn, since that might be all we need. Get in for an aggressive 1 point of damage. If we see like a basic forest, yeah, then I'm thinking more of their devotion. Yep, okay. And this is a game where it looks like Luca's going to be better than Transmog, potentially. Being able to get 2 Titans. Alright, opponent. Thank you. Would like to save that for Nykthos. Whatever. Gonna get our Luca going. Pass the turn. Okay, cool. They only got to see one other card, which they'd already seen. There is pretty much no reason to do anything other than shield counter 4/4, and I'm gonna put the shield counter on the Titan just to play around their other big cards. Protecting the Titans probably better than protecting a Rhino Warrior anyway. Do they have a Karn? And if we draw like nothing next turn, we can always briefcase, tick on the briefcase, Fable with the briefcase mana. Vraska? Yep. Not scary. They can kill the Rhino. Second Fable. Do I care about this Vraska? Not really. They can draw a card, but it'll put them behind if they do. And if they have like Storm the Festival in hand and want to block the Titan to set up for a Storm next turn, we can just do the play and kill the artifact, or sorry, the enchantment portion of it. They might just be frantically looking up shield counters rulings right now, since a lot of people don't know how these shield counters work, which is fair. There's like no constructed playable cards that really use them. Okay, so they don't do that. I'm still gonna go for the play here. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. When I played at an RCQ, I think it was like in a 6-round event, I had 6 judge calls and 4 of them were just on how shield counters work. Okay, reveal 7. Same modes. Shield counter on the friend. Oops, not that one. Though, maybe that actually is the play. It's +2 to damage, so is Fable. I want to be a little bit more mana efficient here. Six mana is a kind of hefty ask. Even though this is more chump blockable than the Titans with the +1/+1 and Vigilance are, I still just want to play it a little bit more efficiently. There's still a turn off from their Storm the Festival. They can Cavalier. Are they dead if they do that? No, they can't be dead if they have Cavalier. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they'd be at 2. Assuming my math is correct. I guess a cheeky thing they could do is sack the troll, yeah, and then they'd have enough for Storm the Festival. Maybe that was a reason to swing at the Vraska, but losing 7 damage is not something I'd like to do. Yeah, okay. What would we have drawn? Draw that. Let's say we discard both, even though we probably aren't likely to. I think unless they got exactly Old Growth Troll, like 2 Old Growth Trolls and or 2 Cavaliers, they were just dead there, assuming they had Storm in the first place. Same as match 1, bring in the Void Winnowers. And that Anger. And with this version that they've got, we shouldn't have to worry as much about Nicol Bolas. Okay, this is probably the riskiest hand I've ever seen, and we are not going to keep it. Okay, this is just a good hand. We even get to bottom a Void Winnower, which is probably the best thing we could bottom, just because we guarantee that we still have one in. Since I lost in top 4 of an RCQ once to keeping a Void Winnower in my opening hand and then drawing the second Void Winnower, just losing on the spot, so. Would have liked a removal spell here. Whatever. Just hoping for not a Karn on turn 3, because our briefcase would get shut off. Yeah, we'll see what they've got. I don't think holding Valakut is a good idea, since we don't really have a turn to play it as a tap land, aside from this turn. And we might be needing to cast the Chandra. Or, sorry, not Chandra, Chariot. Or Chandra, depends if we draw it. Our opponent is very ramping. Okay. Just hope that the last card is not Kiora, Storm the Festival, Cavalier, Karn. Which it definitely will be. Okay, looks like they're just going for a Storm here. Turn 3, Storm the Festival is quite unfortunate. But now all we need to dodge is Karn. Okay, Cavalier. Scary, but hopefully beatable. Time to see how much work this Transmogrify puts in. In this game, we do not have to play around Fatal Push. 37 cards. Well, we knew the other one was on the bottom, so it's kind of not surprising that it was so far down. We can kill the Cavalier if they attack with it. We're not having to play around that too hard. This Lair of the Hydra is kind of scary. We gotta think about that if we ever want to attack with a Void Winnower. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, yeah. Kind of big. Another Cavalier. Not Nykthos, please. Okay. Nykthos, yes. Of course. This is... I guess they can't block Void Winnower. Yeah, I mentioned that before. Just decided to forget about it. What am I looking for here? Not really sure. So they can make this a 9/9 and attack, and we will not be able to block it. But if they attack with the Cavalier as well, I will block the Cavalier here. Thankfully, we'll have some chump blockers in the following turns. Okay. I'm quite content to block this. The best card they can get back is another Cavalier, but this at least allows us to swing in with relative impunity. And we'll have chump blockers for a few turns with Eska's Chariot. And while this is a 3-turn clock, this is only a 2-turn clock. Yep, they are doing the play. Kind of brainstorm locks them. Stops them from drawing anything incredibly powerful. But I guess Cavalier's probably the best card in their deck in this scenario. They just take it. I guess their plan is to just kill us next turn, which, you know, pretty good plan. I'll take a third green. I guess we don't really need more green, but we've got a good balance of colors anyway. Got this to chump block the lair. They've got Cavalier. If they double block the Cavalier, they can block that and they won't die. Not sure that's the correct play. What'd they reveal? Nothing. Are they just firing up the lair? That can't be right. I think I'll actually block with the Chariot here. No reason to give him any more information. Okay, so they're attacking with this. We attack. They 100% have to block here. What do they have that's scary? I guess the only thing is Old Growth Troll to provide another chump block. I don't think this Chariot's going to be very good. It would mean that we take 5 damage, but we get to preserve both of our cats for some more chump blocks, since they don't really have a way to get trample on the lair without Karn. We'll be blocking. Not a great draw there. Can we attack? Yes, we can. They always have to block, but we can't block, or we can't attack with anything aside from the Void Winner unless we draw something here. Pretty much anything that's not a land is good. Third opponent. I don't think they have any activated abilities. Okay, Briefcase. So that is a blocker. Does that change anything? We attack with everything. They always have to block Void Winnower. So we get 4 damage through, which is not enough. We attack with 1. We get 2 damage through, and we can block. Since if we attacked with everything and played this, they'd be able to kill us with these plus the lair. Well, we're, I think, just attacking with Void Winnower here. Our window for winning is certainly closing quickly. But I'm not willing to lose to Fatal Push. And who knows? Maybe we'll draw overloaded Museum Mortars off the top or something and just win on the spot. I'm very surprised they keep tapping this Llanowar Elf. I feel like keeping it back as a chump blocker might have been just smarter to chump block our Void Winnower. Okay, they should probably add the Old Growth Troll back to the top just to guarantee that they have a blocker. Oh, Kiora. I guess that allows them to attack with Cavalier and keep it back. Maybe that's even better. But regardless, we are briefcasing. And we're going to be chump blocking some more. Okay, I'll allow them to go to attacks since they were passing priority. I'll allow them to punish themselves for having a yield set. And they have decided to concede. Maybe a little scummy move from me, but I saw that they had priority given to me, and let them have it. Okay, what was in their hand? Kioras were good. Llanowars were good. Their hand is kind of okay. They had chump blockers for days. Would we have drawn out of that if we hadn't just done that? Okay, Fable would have given us another couple turns. We draw, discard, draw 2 more. We weren't drawing like our power cards for a while, so maybe they would have been able to get us just with overwhelming us with Lair of the Hydra every turn, but we can chump block it with our Fable and then our Fable and then Careful Cultivation. So it's possible we would have just been able to kill them that way, and would have been able to continually kill their Cavaliers. They're basically out of power cards in the graveyard. So yeah, not really sure how that game would have gone differently if they hadn't just kind of tilted after passing priority, but regardless, we got another 4-1, losing round 1 to, I guess, mono green in quotes with Teferi Slows the Sunset. And yeah, I think that went pretty well, and thanks for watching.